Hey, have you ever felt like just kind of staying hidden where no one can see you, where no one even knows you exist because it's easier?
I don't wanna save ya, don't wanna be strangers. Let me feel like you know what to do. Leave your limitations, live and go against them. Just let go and start up something new. Cause I know what you planned out. Everything that you built up isn't what you want. And I know the life you're living isn't that fulfilling. Let me help you out.
Hello! Today I'm going to talk about 5 things to remember when you're not feeling confident, which may be all the time, and I want to help you get out of that. Thing number 1, past failures do not mean that you never will be able to do something well. Most things take time and practice to perfect, to learn. Cooking takes time. For a lot of people, it's not just something that comes to them. Cooking a gourmet meal, probably not going to happen on your first time cooking. Okay, it's probably going to happen later on in your cooking life. Becoming a good manager, becoming whatever it is you're trying to do well in your life. Being a good parent isn't something that people do without mistakes. So because you've had past failures doesn't mean you are a failure. It means what you didn't work out. And it doesn't mean that if you tried again that you would fail again. How many light bulbs did Thomas Edison work on? I don't even know, but it was more than one. It was more than 2. It was more than 10. It was a lot. The learning process, there's always a learning curve. There's even a learning curve when you move to a brand new city, a brand new country. You have some culture shock in some cases. If the place you're going to is significantly different than where you're originally from. Every town, every city has its own little culture. You don't even really have to go on the other side of the world to experience culture shock. And you're going to have a learning curve of how to do things in that new place, what's acceptable and what isn't socially. So a past failure should really just be something that you learn from. A past mistake are things to learn from, not to condemn yourself with. Thing number 2, avoiding something, not gonna make you better at it. Here's something about me. Phone calls. I do not like to make phone calls, especially cold calls. After all these years. I mean, as a journalist, I had to make cold calls all the time. Hey, this is Christy at such and such reporter. I'm doing a story on such and such, and you're in charge of that, so could you comment on whatever's going on? I don't like to do that, but I've had to do it most of my life with journalism, and I'm doing a lot of calling people in my recruiting world, a lot of calling, and I don't know, I'm just used to it now. I still don't like it, but I'm used to it now. It's not something that I put off. You know, when I first started having to make calls, I would be like, well, I'll do that later. I'll wait till this afternoon, or, you know, whatever. I put it off as long as I could during the day, and did other things first. And it's not such a big deal to do anymore because I'm not trying to avoid it. So if there's something that you don't like doing or that you're not good at, try to find ways. If you don't have a job that makes you do those things, then find ways to get some practice in other ways so that you can get better at it. Whatever it is that you try to avoid. You know, it'll increase your confidence because, oh, hey, it's not so bad. I don't have to put that off. I don't have to avoid it. I can do that. Giving up does not gain confidence. When you give up on something, you don't trust yourself to finish it or finish it well. Others don't trust you to finish or complete anything and complete it well because they've never seen you do it. If you're a habitual giver-upper, if you're somebody who, you know, tries something for a little while and gives up when you're like, oh, this isn't helping anything, this isn't doing anything for me, and that's all the time, re-examine and tell yourself, I'm going to see this through this time. I'm not going to give up. And when you complete it, you will have more confidence in yourself and your ability to complete something and be successful in it. Sometimes being successful in something is more about being persistent. Again, back to Thomas Edison. He didn't give up. Preparation improves confidence. I'll give an example of public speaking. So the more prepared I feel when I do speeches or presentations, you know, whether I was in class or at work, the more prepared I feel, the more knowledgeable I am on the subject. If I'm just speaking for somebody else to say, hey, you need to go to this meeting, you need to tell them this, you know, I'm not, all right, okay. But I'm a little nervous. I'm not confident. But if I am very familiar with the topic, or if the topic is something that is more to help others on how to do something, then I am much more comfortable. If I am very knowledgeable, if I know all the ins and outs, it's, you know, something I'm having a little more expert information on, expert level, I feel very confident. There's no problem. And the more prepared I am, if it's some kind of impromptu thing, that's tough. But you know, if it's something I've prepared, I've practiced, then it's a lot easier. And number 5, comparison is useless. Okay, don't go around comparing yourself with other people. Okay, you have something unique to offer. There's no use in looking at other people. I mean, can you watch people that you admire who are better at you at something or have more experience than you? Again, you can get that experience too eventually. That's mostly what people need, is just experience. All of this is about experience, right? Learning from the mistakes, not avoiding the thing you have issues with, not giving up, gaining knowledge and preparedness on a subject. There's always going to be someone better than you and someone not as good as you. Okay? And I would encourage you to, if you're, let's see, there's a quote that I saw the other day. It said, and it was on Instagram, it said, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Which means, you've outgrown this room over here where you're the best. You need to graduate over here and into this room full of, much more experienced, knowledgeable people, and get even better from hanging out with them. Okay, if you don't have any competition, if there's, if you're always hanging out here, you're not going to make it up here because you don't have anybody challenging you to go up here. You may not even realize up here exists. But when you find out it does, this is where you need to hang out. These are the people you need to hang out with and learn from. You need them to challenge you. Past failures do not equal never being good enough. Avoidance doesn't equal improvement. Giving up doesn't equal more confidence. Being prepared improves confidence. And comparison is useless. As always, remember to be good to yourself.